If you've been seeing Light and Night everywhere lately and wondering what the gameplay is actually like, I got to try the closed beta for myself, and what surprised me is that this game feels a lot more immersive than I expected. There were also a few systems that confused me at first, and a couple things I think new players should know before jumping in. So here's what my first experience with the English Light and Night CBT was really like. Let's start with the main story. If you've played mobile games before, the structure is pretty similar. It's broken down to stories and minigames. What's different about Light and Night is that your choices will determine which ending or POV you'll see at the end of each chapter. It does not change the course of the plot in any way, but you will get to see different sides of the love interests. During CBT, the love interests' Chinese names were used, and while I don't usually mind it, if they already have an existing English name even before the C release, why not use it? Some of the bugs I found were the interchanging Lu Chen or Lu Evan, so there was a disconnect somewhere on which names to use. In Light and Night, you'll be playing as a rookie designer, so the themes revolve around that. There are 2 mini-games in the main story. One is the battles, where you need to strengthen your bonds to be able to proceed. Bonds are the game's cards. If you're familiar with Love and Deep Space, it's the memories, which we'll talk about later. The second is a rhythm game, which I absolutely love, not only because you can complete it quickly, but also because I love the theme. It's you sewing, adding buttons, clipping, and adding zippers. And I thought it was pretty ingenious. We get to see the 3 love interests early on. They are Xiaoyi, Qisili, and Lu Chen. However, you will have to complete certain chapters to be able to unlock their date features. Chapter 1, I think, for Xiaoyi, Chapter 3 for Qisili, Chapter 5 for Lu Chen, and so on. The 2 other love interests, Jia and Xia, will be mentioned in the early chapters but will only be available by Chapter 7 and 8, respectively. During CBT, it seems that Chapter 8 is available, so I'm hopeful that during the actual launch, Jia and Xia will be available as well, meaning we don't need to wait one more major update before being able to date the 2. In the date features, there's Encounter and Memories. In Encounter, you'll get to experience a storyline with them, and to unlock the succeeding stories, you'll only need to choose the correct plot choice. Don't worry, you can always reread it and select different options. As for Memories, these are unlocked by obtaining the 5 or 6 star bonds, and you'll get to experience sweet moments with the love interests. You can also unlock various interactions specific to that date using a currency called Heart's Honey, which you can get as you upgrade your bonds. And just a gentle reminder, in playing games like these, each date that you experience for a love interest is like a separate timeline from another love interest. So think of it like different routes for each love interest in otome visual novels. Now, we've been mentioning bonds for a while now, but what are those and how do you get those exactly? Bonds help you in the battles in this game. You can think of them as cards that you need to level up and upgrade to be able to complete stronger stages and ultimately proceed with the main story. You can acquire bonds in various ways, one of which is a gacha system in this game called Courier's Garden. Here, you'll need quill pens or Ursa Minor to draw, both of which you can acquire by purchasing it or as rewards by playing the game. The Courier's Garden has a pity system where you are guaranteed a 6-star bond within 70 draws, and you can find your current count by clicking the question mark on the page. There's also the Courier's Trip. Here, you can get bonds by visiting different areas. And unlike the Courier's Garden, it's not immediate and will take time depending on which ticket you use. Using a VIP Concierge Tour ticket will ensure that you'll get a 5-star bond. Using a standard tour ticket will give you anywhere from 1 to 5-star bonds. You can get the standard tickets from daily tasks, while the concierge tickets can be obtained randomly from trips using the standard ticket. Leveling bonds is not as straightforward. You would need heart bottles, which you can acquire from the Heart Encounter, Grandma's Shop, and other tasks or events. You will be limited by the daily limit number of attempts and your stamina, so choose wisely which bond you will level. Bonds have level caps that you would need to break through to the next levels. You would need the colored touch and branch vials, available from Grandma's shop. Aside from that, bonds also have skills you can learn. The first skill can be activated right away once you get the bond and reach a certain chapter in the main story. But the next skills will only be available when you get multiples of the same bond. That's also why a 4-star bond with all 3 skills activated can be stronger than 5 or 6-star bonds that have only 1 skill activated. I won't be discussing too much of it in detail, but let me know in the comments if you're interested in a more in-depth video. Aside from bonds, your growth also plays a big factor on how well you do in the battles. And some chapters in the main story won't be accessible until you reach a certain level. So don't forget to level yourself up. There are multiple ways to gain experience. One of the significant ways is the scholarly sojourns. Here you can earn experience and various materials that help increase your stats. It is mostly battles, but there are trivia portions at the beginning and end of a course. And don't worry, you can always Google the answer. The materials you get will be used as practice for you to get a higher level of craftsmanship and designer level, thereby increasing a specific attribute in battles. And as a designer, one thing that I like is that you can dress up your MC. Various outfits will be unlocked as you progress through the story, increase your designer level and certifications, and many more. Another way to gain experience is by completing the daily tasks under today's plan. The tasks are pretty straightforward, so make sure to try your best to reach 100 activity points to get the most experience. And if you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to subscribe so you're always in the loop for the latest on otome mobile games, updates, and gameplay tips. Plus, it's an easy way to stay connected with a community that shares your love for the genre. One thing I do want to mention is that Light and Night has a lot of features which give out different rewards for various aspects of the game. Let's start with the featured events. If you've played mobile games before, you know that there will always be ongoing events to give players a reason to keep coming back, and usually there are rewards just by participating. As beginners, we're given free draws as rewards just by reaching certain points in the story. There's also the tea time feature where we get rewards just by being online, and this resets every day. My favorite reward is the chat from the love interests. Then we have long-term plans. It's kind of the achievements in this game and the rewards are pretty useful, so don't sleep on it. There's the Constellation Research Hall where you can obtain a specific number of Ursa Minor depending on your level, and it resets every week. It is a continuous battle with increasing difficulty and also has one-off milestone rewards that are mostly resources. Next is the exhibition feature where you get to exhibit your designs, items that are unlocked in the game, and display it for your friends to see. You'll also get to see your friends' exhibits and recommend them. Participating will net you coins that you can spend in the gallery shop. The shop in Light and Night can be overwhelming with all the different currencies to keep track of, but once you get the hang of it, it gets easier. And it's definitely one of the things that you'll be visiting every day because of the daily free gifts and the daily offer of some shops. The features I've mentioned are only scratching the surface. There's a lot more I haven't mentioned, but let me know if you're interested in more in-depth discussions of the different aspects of the game. And if Light and Night got you curious about what else is out there in otome, you're not alone. There's a lot more coming your way. 2026 is looking stacked with new stories, love interests, and games worth your time. So click on this video where I'm sharing 30 otome and amare games this 2026 you might want on your wishlist.